You're live. I didn't. It's too late. We're live. Hey, everybody. Thank you for joining us on Alita's Humble Life. I really appreciate it. Today, we are discussing round one of the debate. Yes, 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 yes. Who ain't talking about it? Who ain't having this discussion? Who ain't talking about the landslide disaster? That's what it was to me. Anyways, I got my two favorites. Like, yeah, right here, I don't have some, but I'm gonna that's proper protocol. No, Anthony from Third Eye Visions, and everybody know Uncle Ed from First Amendment Ed. And yeah, we're gonna sit here and we're gonna discuss about how we felt about that debate, some points and some topics. I'm excited about this. I really, really am excited about this. I wanted to know about how you guys felt about it, and I mean, we can jump in. We can jump right on in, unless y'all wanna. Oh yeah, hold on. Let me let y'all introduce yourselves in your. How about that? Let's start off right. All right, Uncle Ed, go ahead.
Well, good morning. Thank you for having me on the show, baby. As always, I love having these discussions with y'all. You and my boy Anthony over there. But yeah, uh, this should be pretty interesting. Go ahead, Ant.
Okay, my name is Anthony from Third Eye Visions, and it's always a pleasure to be here, man. You can definitely find me on Third Eye Visions and definitely check out the things that I have to offer and what have you. But it's not about me, it's about my girl Alita, and anytime she wants me to come through here, um, if I'm available, I'm here.
That part right there.
Thank you, you guys, and you absolutely are. You guys are always like every time I call on you guys are available, and I really do appreciate it. I think that this discussion and this topic um, has raised a lot of questions about what we might be in for another 4 years. Hopefully, by the grace of God, that doesn't happen, or how people conduct themselves in any manner. So we've learned a couple of lessons from that one. So let's start off. I'm going to start off with a question. How do you believe the moderator was able to handle himself and the debris and everything that was him? First, Uncle Ed.
I mean, I mean, Chris did the best he could. I mean, again, this is just my opinion, but bottom line, Trump is a tyrant. He's a little child. I mean, how do you respect the office of the president at the same time deal with a little child? I mean, you wants to be respectful, but at the same time, you got somebody over there that's acting like a child. So I mean, I think he did a good job of being respectful. I mean, he didn't pull no punches with his questions, so I'll give him props.
Um, I agree.
Absolutely. What about you, big girl?
I agree with Ed. He did the best he could, and he's basically not too much you can say. He did the best he could with what he had and what he was dealing with and whatnot. I was just disappointed the fact that it came out as such. But toward the end, he tried to insert more of his authority as far as him being the moderator. But in the end, he kind of let Donald Trump slide with a few things and whatnot, as if he could not control them. But he never really had maintained any control of the interview. I mean, the debate. It was more so like Donald Trump's. Uh, he was the moderator and also the debater, if you may.
Yeah, I agree. I totally agree. I think that we had somewhat of a discussion here, but I believe that Trump ain't as dumb as everybody believes. Not dumber than a bag of rocks. I do believe that Trump, I think that he strategized that whole thing. I believe he knew that if he went out the way he did, he would throw people off their games, including the moderator. I believe that I don't think that he was just what they call it gung ho about doing it. I think that he just was like, listen, I'm finna just dominate everything. I believe that's his mindset, and that's where he was at in that thought process. But I believe that the questions that the moderator was giving to them, I believe that Biden, former president, vice president, was not because of the I guess what you can say the temper tantrums that he was throwing, Trump was throwing, and he couldn't focus on the question. I'm not going to say that he couldn't answer the question. He couldn't continue to focus the questions because all of the things that was hurled at him. So I think that it was very difficult on for him to be able to answer some of the questions. They were talking about the taxes, his taxes. How do you think that had Biden would have been able to answer the questions? How do you think he would have been able to answer any of the questions about the taxes? Because of course they say that Trump only paid $750 for his taxes last year and in 2018. If Biden could have rebuttal, I mean, I think that he would have been able to say, he did kind of do a little rebuttal because he was saying that he don't pay. I'm sorry, y'all. Give me 1 second. Jack, give me one.
Okay.
Because my water is on and they was fixing the pipe. The water, baby. Okay, I'm sorry. So yeah, what do you guys think about the question of him asking about his taxes and how Trump was able to dominate that question as well? But I mean, in a whole, how do you think he answered that question? Because Trump didn't really answer it. He was just basically like, "Oh, I pay my taxes. I paid millions of dollars." Like, what do you think about the American people and what they believe? What do you think in your aspect, Big Bro?
I don't. Let's see. I think Trump answered it the way that he felt that he needed to answer the question. I mean, he's always going to be a person that's going to be evasive, and what have you. So, they're conflicting stories in terms of his taxes, but what they do have from the New York Times a real copy of the amount of money that he actually paid. Now, of course, he's going to give conflicting stories and whatnot, but he may have lied, he may have told the truth. But in a nutshell, as we speak in terms of the debate, it's okay to be a great debater. It's okay. It's even, in my opinion, it's even okay to be a bulldog and whatnot. But if you're confident and if you are spitting the truth about certain issues and whatnot, I mean, the whole thing of it is he didn't respect. Yeah, exactly. He didn't respect Joe Biden as a person. Just respect him as a man, but still do your thing. And that's what made him look bad as the president. I mean, he was the leader, or supposed to be the leader of the country, setting examples and whatnot. But he's to the point to where it appears that he's so caught up within himself to where he feels that what he's doing is right no matter what.
Well, I'm gonna come.
What do you think?
Thank you, sweetie. I'm gonna come right on in with the respect thing. That's where I'm gonna start at. The problem with Trump is he don't respect nobody. I mean, that's just part of what his makeup, his personality. I mean, he's the greatest that ever lived. I mean, if you hear him tell it, Now, as far as his taxes are concerned, the millions he talking about he may have paid, maybe he did in his corporate taxes. But the New York Times has his personal taxes. You see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So I mean, there's a difference right there. Mm-hmm. I mean, but here again, This is the 21st century. Come on, people. We have recordings of this man making statements. Well, because he didn't pay no taxes, that means he's smart. You know,
Hmm.
but we've also got tapes of him stating when he was running for office back in 15, 16, where he was making a statement that anybody that did not pay taxes was unpatriotic.
Yep.
So I mean, Trump is
Hmm.
just doing what Trump does.
Yeah.
I mean, Trump is going to stick with whatever narrative works for him at the moment, and I mean, he's got his base. His base is locked in. So I mean, it's about everybody else.
What kind of lesson? What kind of lessons do you think us as the American people or the American people have learned during this debate? I mean, just consciously, what do you think that we have learned in this? And then, if we have not seen, or what do you believe us as the American people seen within Trump? And what are the lessons that you think we've learned during that debate about Trump and about his abilities to be able to follow proper protocol? And do you believe that they surely should do some changes in the next debate? Anybody can.
Go ahead, Ed.
Okay. I don't. To be honest with you, and I don't want to sound like a broken record, but it's the honest truth. I don't think they learned anything from that debate. I definitely did not learn anything because for individuals who want to become people who want to debate or debaters, if you will, that wouldn't have not been a good look, or that wouldn't have been a good video to basically base anything on, because it was very unprofessional. And as I keep saying, most of it, Joe did some things too, but most of it was done by Trump, and he is supposed to have been setting an example. I mean, you are a president, you are a leader. You know what I'm saying? Some things you just don't do. So, I mean, if that's what he does, then he has a big problem. And secondly, if that's how he interacts with other people in terms of not allowing them to share their thoughts or say what they have to say, then it's a wonder. It's no wonder that he's lost a lot of businesses due to the fact that you have to be able to communicate people and stop thinking that you are the world and you are this, you're that. So if that's the way he thinks and that's the way he has had conducted business, and as I mentioned, he's earlier, he's lost a lot of businesses. Then hey, it is what it is. But I don't think that they got anything out of it. I definitely did.
Well, myself personally, what I think people should have learned, I mean, and something I knew it, but it was evident for me. I mean, aside from the debate, I mean, Trump is just going to do what Trump is going to do. He is supposed to be representing the country. He has no respect for the process. I mean, the debates being part of this process, I mean, he talks about, the ballots, get rid of the ballots, and we won't have to have, a transition. We'll just have a continuation. I mean, this is the man that's the leader of the free world, but he's talking like he's the leader of North Korea. You understand what I'm saying? I mean, he did. I mean, he wants to be the
Yeah,
supreme leader.
yeah.
I mean, you see, can't nobody control him.
Mhm.
He has no respect for the process. He had no respect for the debate. If you can't control him here, what? How many? Let's look at his turnover in office, y'all. Since he's been in office for 4 years, look at how much of
Yeah,
his staff has turned over because they just
yeah,
can't deal with a tyrant. And I mean, I hope people seen that and
yeah.
realize that if he get 4 more years, he gonna figure out how to take over and not ever leave. That's my opinion.
Yeah, I also believe that, but I wanted to point out some things. I wanted to point out what I believe I learned from the debate. Um, First, like I said in the beginning, of how not to act during a debate, how the debate could possibly go wrong, because we probably never, ever, ever, ever will see another debate West debate again. And I think that there are going to be some rules in place, and I think that he's going to pitch a fit and not want to. He's not going to want to participate in the second debate after they set some rules in place. He's not going to be able to, because he's not going to be able to act and react the way he wants to. That's what I believe. I think the American people were able to see him in a. I know that he's shown himself in a lot of light, but I think that he's very clear and evident on some of the statements made. And he was able to talk about a man's son on national TV. And I believe that Joe Biden took the very high road, whereas I would have not been able to do that. He took the high road, and it's very, to me, presidential, because he didn't step out of his character, rattled or shaken. He answered it, and that's when he was extremely assertive. When it came down to his family, his blood, and his child, he was assertive. I believe that Trump is showing an all out that he is wanting to be in this dictatorship, that he will show. He showed who he really is on that floor, in that debate. He really showed his true colors. He also admitted, basically, all right, that he is a racist, because he could not denounce or lay out flat that he would not uphold the racist tyrants out there in society. And he called them by name. So if you call a group by name, then that means that you have some type of association. So I think that a lot of points were put out there for us to really plainly open our eyes and see. Even people that may have followed him should have seen that whole disaster as being, I can't follow him, because if we follow him, we're going to follow him into a fire, and this is going to go bad. And I believe that he is pulling this country down to spiral down, said. And with that being said, I think that Joe Biden did a phenomenal job at trying as hard as he could to handle the situation. How do you feel about him outright, basically outright disrespecting the moderator as well too? I know that we talked about that in the beginning, but I mean, the moderator couldn't even handle. He really couldn't handle him at all. And I understand that Anthony was like towards the end, he was trying to be more assertive, but he really couldn't, because Trump really yelling at Biden and the moderator. So, I mean, my question is he going to be the moderator for all three, even the vice presidents? The vice president hopeful, and then Vice President Pence, is he going to be the moderator for them as well?
You mean Chris?
No,
yes,
he's not. He's gonna. I think this is it. The next one is gonna be like a town hall meeting. Like it's gonna be like a town hall setting. Right, so he's not gonna moderate that one. But if I may say this about the debate. Oh, I lost my train of thought. I was disappointed, and just throughout the whole ordeal of what Trump has done to this country, because you did mention it has brought the country down, but it's even brought my morale down. I mean, I know that there's a lot of bad things within the United States, but there's nothing like having your freedom or democracy, the ability to be able to choose and things of that nature, because of the amendments that you do have. But it's scary for me, as well as my son, to know that this world or this country is basically is being sort of taken apart by this one man, and it appears that nobody can really do anything about it. And to see that he has to grow up in a situation like this, so that I want to definitely comment on that, as far as what you're talking about, as far as the country being brought down.
Okay.
I mean, that's a lesson that I believe that we're learning, because that is the pretty much that's the road that we're going down. What's that? Sorry, I apologize.
It's okay. It's okay. Well, I'm just gonna go. I'm gonna pick up right where Anthony left off. I mean, let me go here. What happened? I mean, I've been paying attention to this for stuff for a minute, but anyway, what happened when the minute Obama won the election? What was they doing that same night? Okay, the Republicans was meeting and they were saying, okay, well, we're not going to let. I mean, it was just all about blocking Obama, not letting him get a second term. All of these various things. I just think when it got towards the end of his 8 years, that the far right, yada yada yada, whatever you want to call it, they just say, you know what, let's roll with Trump. He's such a bulldog. We can, now we can do our thing. I mean, they got the Senate and stuff like that, so they blocked a lot of stuff that Obama wanted to get through, and they blame Obama for not doing anything. But bottom line, I just think that that systemic side of America that just thinks makes them folks think that they just better than anybody else took over. They jumped in there.
Yeah.
They let Trump just be a
Yeah.
bulldog and do his thing. And now they saying, "Oh damn, what did we do?" On certain levels, but on other levels, I mean, they happy because they got their tax cuts. They got their cuts and what is our protections as far as all our environment protections and EPA stuff regulations. I mean, they back to polluting the planet again. I mean, he denying science and global warming and all of this stuff.
Okay.
So I mean he's doing a hell of a job on everybody, the people and the planet. So uh,
Hmm.
uh, I
He
somebody living
really
in an
is,
alternate reality.
I it's a
I'm
lot of
sorry.
people that are living in a reality. It's a lot of
Yeah.
um and Trump is in his own world, and I agree with Anthony. I kind of am on pins and needles because hey, this is where I'm from, and not saying that we can't leave the country, but I was born here, and I do have a sense of pride of America. But the way we are, it just seems
Hmm.
as if we and not if we are the laughing stock of the world at this
Hmm.
point,
Yep.
where we used to be the strongest nation on the planet. He diminished so many different facets of America that is ridiculous. We have different names now. We have Dumb America. We have so many different names that we just don't. We're not supposed to wear those names because we have the power to be able to handle. Um, we used to run the whole world, and that to me shows his non-ability to be able to do. First of all, he should have never been in office. He should have never been voted in, and I'll say that until the last breath of my body. He should have never been voted in. He says nothing about him is a politician. He's never been a politician. He will never be a politician. And to and be able to handle it's so scary that this man holds a suitcase that could send out missiles and nuclear bombs to different countries anytime he wants to do that. This man is a tyrant. And if he's voted into office again, you best believe that will be the last person that will be in that seat as far as a democracy and being able to give the people a voice or a vote. And that's just what I believe. I believe that it is. I believe that if we don't wake up now, if we don't wake up now and make a decision to take back our country, it won't be. That's what I believe.
Well,
What about you guys?
well, I agree. I agree, and debates are definitely not going to do it. Debates are definitely not going to do it. So, with that being said, I just think that they should eliminate the debates. You know what I'm saying, and just focus on the rest of the what 30 something days that they have left before the election. Just focus on that because I just don't think that things are going to change. The debate that happened last night. I mean, Tuesday night was just the end all to be all. And I was excited about it because I wanted to see exactly how things are going to be. But I just, on both sides. I mean, Joe did what he could do, and I like the fact that you said that, if somebody is pressing you so much, it's in your face, and it's kind of hard to concentrate. But it also showed the fact that. And I heard the newscaster say this. It also shows the fact that on Joe's part, that if he ever were to get into any situations that may be hostile, that was the time for him to actually show how he is able to handle it, because he's not going to have a moderator there. He's not going to have anybody to run interference. So you have to stand on your feet and whatnot, and be able to do what you have to do. But like I said, with the debate situation, as far as what Trump was doing, there are situations where people do have debates where they're up in arms and hostile in their own way, but they also have facts to back it up. They also know when to be quiet and know when to assert themselves. He did not know that. He did not do that. He asserted himself whenever, however, wherever, and said whatever, in order just to throw people off. And that's not how you do that.
I have an opinion. I feel as though I believe Joe knows that he's in a spot where, even though he's running against, I'm not going to say that. I'm not going to say that on my show. But even though he's running against someone that is not capable of seeing clearly, or even being able to respond clearly, I think that he knows that America and the world is watching him. That's what I believe. I totally believe that. And so that I believe that he felt like he didn't want to dumb himself down. That's what I believe. He didn't want to dumb himself down, put himself on the level of Trump. And so with that, he didn't want to speak over him. He didn't want to have to, run him down for a question or an answer. He didn't want to have to get the man say, listen, you got to make him stop talking, because, he didn't want to do that. And I can kind of understand that. And I do talking about too. Now, if given the power and you're the leader of the free world, you act accordingly. And Biden was able to do that and watch Obama do that with grace. You know what I mean? So I understand. I kind of understand where former Vice President Biden was coming from. What do you believe, Unc?
I mean, as far as whether any more debates are necessary, I mean, Trump is going to do the same thing. He didn't respect the rules this time, even though his campaign agreed to them. I mean, of course, the campaign is going to agree to whatever new rules they may try to impose. But it ain't gonna work, because Trump is not. He don't color inside the lines. I mean, Trump is Trump. He's gonna do what Trump does. I mean, it's just that simple. I mean, did Joe do a good job? I mean, he did the best job he could do. I mean, he did show control. I mean, like you said, when Trump started talking about his dead son, I mean. That wasn't the first time he had already pushed on Joe's buttons, So, I mean, I think Joe did a good job. He showed he could maintain control, without just being Trump, snapping and, what we say. Trump could not make him go there. He had him on the edge, but he couldn't make him go there, and that's what a true president is about. It's, you got to humble yourself and recognize who you're trying to be up here. You're interviewing to support the country, to represent the country. So exactly. I mean, you got to be that person. So, but no, I don't think we need any more. I mean, here, Trump going to do what he does. So I just hope people paying attention to what's really going on, because this man is, like you said, he's a tyrant. He's gonna, I'm just praying for the whole planet, because if he gets back in office, he don't care about nobody. He has no respect for nobody. So
he does not. He's been showing that since 2016. He really. Yes.
Me personally, this is me personally, and when it comes to a debate, when it comes to debating, I'm gonna say this: I enjoy what Joe was doing in terms of keeping his calm, keeping his cool, and like Ed said that, you could tell when he was talking about his son, he got a little aroused. But in most cases, and I keep on going back to what I said earlier. In most cases, you need that fire. And let me preface by saying I'm not I advocating what Trump had done was right, but you need that fire in a debate. You need to show basically both sides. Trump showed only one side of himself, and from what I've heard in the news,
Yeah.
when people around him, that's how he acts. So he showed that side, but Joe has the calmer side and things like that. But I was also looking for not for him like Ed said to go there, but to get a little aroused, and not to the point to where Trump was, but to push yourself, even assert yourself more so, because I'm looking at the fact that it goes back to what I was saying. If you are the president, you gotta and you lead, lead of the free world, as we say, and you have meetings, you have to meet with these big people, other presidents and leaders and things like you. I don't know if he has it in him, but you have to show some assertion. And like I said, what Trump did was just outright not right, you know what I'm saying? Because there are guidelines that you have to abide by, and if you set examples for the country and for other people who want to be president, young, black, white, all kind, you're not setting an example for that. But what he showed to me was basically ignorance. But what Joe also showed was the fact that you're too calm in situations. What happens if it's time for us to you're the leader? It's time for us to go to war. Are you going to act as such? Are you going to act accordingly? Are you going to get in a more of a uproar? It's just me as a blind person. That's what I was able to determine by his voice. Now I didn't see his reflections, his facial reflections. I'm just basically on how we sound and how kind of at times you're just not really there, and that's my point.
Without seeing the body language.
Right.
Yes, and you're saying like he was softly defeated. He was softly defeated.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. I mean, Joe, he did the best he could do. I mean, he stood up for himself. He asserted himself as much as he could. But when what I'm saying, like I said, when you're dealing with a bulldog,
right?
I mean, when he starts hearing the truth come out of your mouth, he gets louder, and he drowns out what you're trying to say.
Right.
And, you know what I'm saying? And then, I mean, because like we said, even with Chris, I mean, he couldn't control him. Chris Wallace, he couldn't control him. I mean, there was many times he just let him go, and they just went at each other, for 2-3 minutes at a time, So, but I mean, I think Joe.
So I mean,
here again, I'm sorry, Lethal. I'm gonna say this, and I'm done with it, baby. I mean, because I just want to be clear, because some people are just getting to know me being on you guys' channel, and I thank you guys very much for that. I've never said that Trump was my first. I'm sorry, that Biden was my first choice, but he is the better choice of these two.
Yep.
Is he the right person for the job? At this point, yes. I mean, like I said, is he my first choice? No, I didn't like it when Obama took him. Okay, I mean, I'm being honest, but Obama was a smart man. Biden is as close as you can get to being a conservative without being a conservative.
That's true. I feel you on that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I mean, if anybody can work across the aisle, it's him. But I also think he's a smart man, because what did he do? He went and got somebody from the far left to be his vice president. So he's got somebody to help balance him out. So I just think he's the right man for the job.
And let me lastly say this before, if I can. I like what Ed said, that, and I agree too. And I'm trying to keep it on the debate, but I think that right now he is the better choice for what me personally, for what I'm observing, that to take the country in another direction. I'm observing this, so therefore I feel that he is the choice for me, as far as my generation, my son coming up, I think the with the racial tensions, with the COVID that's going on, that nobody's really trying to address and trying to fix. I mean, with what's happening, with what is happening right now, I think Joe is the better choice and whatnot, and because Trump just reminds me more so of a person that's trying to be a dictator, and I can't be a part of that.
Amen.
I agree. I totally agree. One last question that I have for you guys. What do you believe the vice president debate is going to be like next week? That will be next Wednesday, and it will be Vice President hopeful Kamala Harris, and it will be Vice President, y'all give me his name, Pence.
Mike
What do
Pence.
you believe that debate will look like? Oh, yeah.
Okay. You want me to go, or Ed, you got it?
Go ahead. You got it.
I think it's going to be done much more professionally, for the simple fact what we have seen already. So you're going to already base it on the previous debate, but overall, I think it's going to be a good one. I think the Kamala is pretty intelligent. I haven't heard Mike Pence speak too much. I haven't heard him say too much, but yeah, I think it's going to be professionally done. I think it's going to be respectfully done as well. So it's just the fact that the fact that what we heard about Trump has really come to fruition, and it all came through with the debate. We actually seen him on the defense side in terms of him trying to defend himself. So yeah, it's going to be. I think it's going to be a very good debate to me. It's going to be issues are going to be discussed, and you're going to know what the debate was all about. This one, I didn't. I was embarrassed.
Yeah, I believe Kamala will give the idea of what her and Biden wants to do and will do.
Yeah.
Once they are in office. I think that is what's going to be able to happen with Kamala and the debate with Kamala Harris and Vice President Mike Pence. I believe that that's going to happen, and I do believe that there are going to be a couple of punches thrown, but not as far physical. I mean, points made that may be a little stinging to Kamala and Mike Pence. Vice President Mike Pence. I believe that is going to happen, but I definitely believe there are going to be some facts placed. There's going to be a roadmap being able to be put out. We'll understand and know what the ideals are and what they believe they will be able to do 2020 that. What about you, Uncle?
There's no doubt in my mind, I should say, that it's definitely going to look more like a debate. It's not going to be, as other people have called this, a dumpster fire inside of a train car or a train wreck. It's definitely, I believe it's definitely going to be a lot more informative. Because I do believe that these two will respect each other and not, just bulldog each other. But on the other side, I mean, Mike, what I've heard out of Mike is a little timid. I don't know if he can handle Kamala. I mean, she's a smart girl. She don't pull no punches. So it's going to be interesting. It's going to be a lot better. Like I said, a lot more informative. So I'm looking forward to it.
I honestly believe that Trump is going to get in Mike Pence's ear. I think that Mike Pence may be somewhat of he's going to probably do not the interruption per se thing, but I do believe he will be trying to throw up different points and probably lie like Trump, a lot of lies, because Trump threw out a whole bunch of lies during that debate. He lied 80% of the time he was on stage. And the kicker for me, and I say this for last because I wholeheartedly agree. The kicker for me was the fact that former vice president was able to say, you are the worst president in America history. Like, that is who you are. And for you to have to wear that, like back in the day, we used to, or even old movies, we used to see people that were shunned in the community or in that city had to wear those big scarlet letters. You know what I'm saying? Like, that is what Trump will have to wear for the rest of his life. That he was the worst president to man on the planet Earth. And I love the fact that he was able to say that. He did get that out. Well, you were the worst president ever. And this just is really the truth. Final statements, you guys, and we're going to wrap it up.
Go ahead. Did we lose him?
Did we lose Anthony?
No, I'm here. Can I add to
Anthony?
it? Can I add to what you had said?
Okay. Yeah,
Can you hear me?
that's what I was saying. Yeah, final statements. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. I,
Yes.
the fact that you said that Joe Biden stated that he is the worst president ever. You know what? Knowing Trump, that statement didn't even bother him. So I understood where Joe was coming from, and I mean I agree wholeheartedly. But with the way Trump is, that those type nothing bothers him. No insults, no nothing. So, you know. But as I wrap my summation up, I don't think as I mentioned, there should be another debate. I just think, I mean, I know they're going to, but there shouldn't be, and I hope that it does. If it does happen, I know what I wanted to say earlier. One modification that they can use is to put them in separate rooms if they can, and have a mute button. Maybe that will work. Have them in booths or something like that. Say away from each other. Maybe that'll work and whatnot. But like Ed was saying, they have the managers have to comply with whatever regulations. So with that being said, we hopefully it does happen and whatnot. But we don't know. But I'm gonna just continue to see what happens, man. I mean, I've as I told you off camera, I've gotten so entrenched in what's going on. I mean, I got the news on almost all the TVs and everything. I mean, it's becoming more of my second nature, and I'm hoping that I don't get it doesn't affect me in any way, because it's hard, because you want to know what's going on. And to be honest with you, I haven't gotten this. I didn't pay too much close to the news until things like this started happening, and what Trump had said back in the past in terms of if anything would have happened in terms of the elections. Basically, if I don't win, I'm not going nowhere. So I was like, man, I need to start wondering what's going on. So that made me start watching it. So with that being said, I'm just continuing to listen to the debates, and hopefully things come out on the positive side, and Joe is able to hold his own, because he has like a 10 or 8 point leads in various places, and see what happens, and just hopefully pray. Well, not hopefully pray, but pray that things go the way it's supposed to.
Amen. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and with mine, and Anthony, I agree, but I
Last
don't think
minute.
yeah, I agree with what you're saying, Anthony. But I don't think Trump is going to agree to go into a soundproof booth, because that's about the only way we're going to be able to shut him up. We get him up in one of them things, he might be in there beating on the glass. But again, I mean, do we need another debate? No, we don't. But we gonna have one. I mean, it's just is Trump gonna obey the rules? I really don't think
Yeah.
so. I mean, we'll see. Of course, my mind has
No.
already been made up. But I mean, and here again, the reason a lot of people are paying attention, the reason a lot of people are paying, and talking about all of this, is because there is a lot at stake on this election.
That's true.
I mean, in this, to me,
Mhm.
this is the most important election of my lifetime. I'm 63 years old. You know, I mean, this is for our democracy. This is for our country.
Absolutely.
This is for our equality. This is for our freedom. You know what I'm saying? This is, I mean, this is for our planet.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know, so please,
Yeah.
even if you ain't voting for Biden, I mean, don't waste your vote. Don't throw it away. For those who's paying it out there looking at what, I mean, of course, I would love for you to vote Biden, but bottom line, just don't waste it. You know what I'm saying? You know, please, everybody vote.
It's scary. It's scary. I
It
mean,
is. It's very scary.
it's scary for the simple fact what you just said.
It to me, this is the from. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Anthony.
I'm through. That was it.
I think I'm wholeheartedly in agreement with both of you guys. I mean that this is the most critical election that we have ever had. Not even just in your lifetime. I mean that we have ever had. Period. Because we have never ever been threatened with us being in a dictatorship before. We have never been threatened to where there will be race wars in the streets. People are going to be going to battle. If you guys have not been paying attention, they are suiting up on both sides. They're suiting up. They are preparing for a war on this soil. Like, I want to be able to let that be my last statement, that like they are preparing for war out there, ladies and gentlemen. And if you do not believe me, pay attention. This is the reason why Trump said, stand back and stand, because this is what he is doing. He had a plan since the beginning, and his plan is formulating. He is molding it to perfection at this point right now. And there's a lot of people that are fed up in America with the way they have been treated. My people in general, basically, are fed up. So I'm telling you that if this goes awry, it's going to be a problem. Please go out and vote. Please go out and vote. Please go out and vote. Don't just sit around and not vote because you feel it won't make a difference. It will. And it is going to change the trajectory of the course of America. Thank y'all for listening. Thank you guys for coming through. This has been amazing and awesome for me. I really love to come on here and talk about these type of topics with the people near and dear to my heart. And you guys know that I love you to life. I really, really do. And political things are very important to me because, like you said, it is our freedom. Anthony, it is about your son, the generation that is coming forth. And so we have to remember that. And so these type of things are very important to me. If you have not, please share, like, subscribe, please comment. If you had any comments, or even if you come on after and you're watching the replay, please comment, like, and share, and subscribe to my channel. I really appreciate it. It's a humble. You guys have a wonderful day. Thank you very much for joining us. And as I say all the time, your effort to become successful and do the things that you want to do in life is very important. Push forward. Y'all take care. Have a wonderful day.